What is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here as promised. We will be running the trials here for the Old Man Logan and Shadow King. They are back, and of course, as well, I want to make sure that during the course of this event, you guys will know the teams that I use here, and I'm going to keep it very straightforward and very simple for you guys. We're basically going to go for the minimum unlock, so that way you can best utilize key teams that we've already talked about previously, right? If you guys have followed along here in my some of my beginner videos and kind of the stuff that you should be farming from day one, you'll see that right here the milestones are available now, and I'll make it very quick and easy here. But before I do that, let's quickly jump into the roster here. So again, if you guys have been following along to some of my beginner stuff and basically teams that I've been farming from day one, that would be the Fantastic Four, the Brimstone, and of course as well Vigilante and some of the other respectful raid teams like the Hellfire team and the Insidious Six. But we're not talking about those today. We'll talk briefly just about the Brimstone and of course the Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four is fantastic because they're going to get you suited up for the arena. They're going to get you unlocks for basically a lot of key meta characters like Quasar, Blastar. They're also going to be important as well here for the upcoming towers as well here, right? Being a team that's all well-rounded for war, for arena, for Cosmic Crucible, there really is right now no downfall to having these guys built up and farmed up. The other team is the Brimstone team, and you'll see here that really the only one I want you guys to really focus on is Daemon Hailstorm himself. He is kind of the king of PvE plug and play, and he is just dominant in all the game modes as well. So, of course, as well, we do have Living Mummy built up a little bit here. If you guys recall here, we had to use Living Mummy with regards to our Null Echoes of Abyss unlock last week. So the important pieces there is Daemon, and you don't really need the other pieces here. I favorited the ones you kind of need for this lineup to work. Again, Daemon is Daemon. Apologies, I know mine is built up a bit high here because of the fact that we prioritized our arena. But having said that, he's going to pay you guys dividends, and he's going to be able to get you your Blue Marvel unlock. He's going to be key for Professor Xavier as well if you haven't built up. We also have Invisible Women. Again, arena meta, pretty much everything's T4 level 100. And Mr. Fantastic, we do utilize him a little bit here in the second part of the Shadow King node, just because of the fact that they've revamped some of the traits. So this is actually really nice, and you guys will see here. In terms of the actual leveling and the investment side of things, I would say focus your leveling on basically oh, what the heck, I'm missing Franklin here. What the heck, come on, Az, you are getting sloppy, brother. You getting sloppy. Okay, we forgot about Franklin. I was just gonna say, you want to focus your leveling basically on Daemon, Sue, and Franklin, and that's kind of the three that you want. We are going to eventually push these guys up for Dark Dimension 7, or sorry, Dark Dimension 8 as well. We're currently going through Dark Dimension 7 right now, but yeah, you're going to eventually want to push these guys to tier 19, so that way you can go into Dark Dimension 8 with the blue purple ISO 8s, and of course as well doing Dark Dimension 7 for Mephisto. So that's going to be important there. And on top of that, if you guys will see here, we do utilize 3 other characters in this run because they have a lot of utility, and these are just the ones that I use at the time of convenience. Human Torch, because he's going to allow the assists, and he's going to be able to do a lot of things here for the background for us in terms of heal and damage. And on top of that, his ult's actually pretty awesome. He basically applies bleed and heal block, which is really, really nice. So that's really cool there. We're also going to take advantage of Doctor Strange here. Doctor Strange is only basically used for Old Man Logan and for Shadow King for the one node. But what's important here is his passive, which gives a 50% crit damage and crit chance to Daemon. This is going to amp up his damage considerably. And again, you don't really need him at level 85. You basically just need him at level 64 for his passive. Captain Britain, I had him leveled up initially for the Storm Tower, and then I did use him a little bit as well here. Just, you know, because he is kind of like a nice plug and play character. But yeah, I was kind of doing some stuff with the Storm Tower, and yeah, it didn't work out for me. But I did bring him up to level 100 because I really do like him. Unfortunately, I don't have any stars on him, and this will be doable as well if you have a lower stars on him because of the fact that he has access to those nodes here at an early level. And I think you get 5. Do you get 5 shards on him per day? I just forget. Sometimes I forget to collect it. But yeah, that's the team there. And like I said already, you can kind of tell the investment side. Get Daemon, get Franklin Richards, and get Sue leveled up, and then the other ones are kind of like you don't have to pump them up too much. Again, we do use Captain Britain here because of his passive. His passive is going to allow 2 deflections and 2 defense ups to self and all hero allies. That is important because that's going to keep our Fantastic Four even beefier and stronger, especially on these really, really deadly nodes. So let's quickly jump in here without any delay. Quickly, with the regards to the Old Man Logan, I've already done this in another video, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But basically, with the team that we have, we can basically max everything out, and we're going to run it in here, and we're going to be able to basically jump in here, and it's not going to be too hard because this first node has no restrictions. That means even if your character's at 4 or 5 stars, you can do it. And again, I think I did this when I was about 6 yellow, so you can definitely do it even though the nodes look very, very scary. Heck, you don't even need to have 5 characters. You can basically do this with 3 characters if you really wanted. Let's just do it for 3, just to show you guys just how strong this team is. And again, like I said, Damon is kind of the quarterback. He basically leads the charge on all these nodes here because of the fact that he's so strong and we have him leveled up and geared up. Unfortunately, I have yet to see someone that can fill the role that he plays, but he's just absolutely dominant. And again, I'll attach the other footage I have for the last one here. And because of the fact that we are using 3 characters, obviously it's going to take us probably not as smooth of a run as if we had less characters, and that's okay, right? You can bring less mods. I maxed out all the mods so you can get maximum points, but you don't necessarily need to have all the mods here to get that minimum unlock. I'll show you guys where the milestones fall afterwards, but once we kill this guy off here, another wave is going to drop. And again, lots of easy minions here, lots of summons here, so you can wait for Nick Fury to do his summons as well, so Damon can do his bomb. That is entirely up to you guys as well. Yeah, Doctor Strange doesn't really do anything. It's literally just the Damon show. He does it all. He kills, he gets energy, he gets turn bar back. It's as simple as that, and it's going to give you guys basically the free unlock. I don't know how people have avoided leveling him up. He's also farmable as well, which basically makes him even more accessible than Franklin Richards and Sue Storm, right? So he is probably one of the most accessible, easier farming characters as well. So we get that done here fairly quick, and that should be fairly easy for you guys as well here. So hopefully it makes a lot of sense, and hopefully you guys are able to get some value out of that. So we get the 1.7, 1.8, whatever. Looks like we beat our last high score. And we'll quickly jump into the milestones here. So I don't have any intentions to push too much further because with these other nodes, it does require 7-star characters, and I'm not willing to pump them into Out of Time or Global Mutants just yet. So this gives us the minimum unlock, and this will give you at least a 4 unlock on Old Man Logan. And again, you guys can see here, I haven't even pumped too much resources into Old Man Logan. Just haven't had the time to play this account. So apologies there. But as you see here, that will get us 1.8. And really all you need to get his unlock here is 1.1 mil. So you can dial back and you can dial back the difficulty and bring the points down and do the math there. But it's going to be very easy for you guys. Like I said, even if you dial this back to difficulty, again, if you want to divide the nodes by 10, and that's going to give you the points here. So this will get you about 1.2 mil, so, and this one is a little easier. So again, this is going to be even easier than the one I ran. And again, you want to make sure you have war abilities up because that's going to allow Damon to basically wreak havoc. Now, let's go into the important one here. The important one here, I think everyone wants to see as well because it hasn't come back in a long time, is the Shadow King. The Shadow King is a very good one here. And again, I've already kind of done the footage of you guys, but hopefully I'll run it again here. We want at least 386,000 points to get the minimum unlock on Shadow King. We don't even have our Shadow King unlocked yet, so obviously we were very happy when he came back. And again, what I used here is I used Captain Britain on my on the second node, which basically gets us the other 190,000 points. And then on the first node, we used Damon plus Franklin Richards, and of course as well, we use those characters that we talked about. So we'll run it again here so you guys can kind of see it, and hopefully I can get it done here. But yeah, the mods, again, you don't really need to have, I think you just need 1.9 mil on the mods. But yeah, you basically need enough points. Don't get the health packs. The health packs will make things a little more difficult, but basically you just need enough points to get 1.9, and I do believe that is it. You don't want Cosmic Crucible abilities up as well here. This does help our Captain Britain, but it's going to make things a little bit more difficult with the Insidious 6 there, and you don't want this when it rains. This is going to give them too much buffs, and it's going to make things very difficult. So again, we're going to start the run here, and again, we're going to run this team, whoop, not wrong one. We're going to run this Fantastic Four plus Damon and Human Torch. This is a very good team, and again, as you guys can kind of see here, whoops, I resaved that. You'll see that basically it's the 3 on the left here that are massive, and the other 2 you can kind of neglect a little bit. We do have the quarterbacks of the core 3, right? And again, if you guys are looking to get this unlocked easier, then bring those other characters up, right? It's going to take some RNG. It's going to take a little bit of luck as well. Obviously, the bigger your characters are, the easier it'll be. And my characters are pretty built up. But hopefully, this gives you guys an idea of something to work towards. So that way you know for next time, and then you can kind of start figuring out. Oh, okay, as used, he used level 1 mil characters. They were 3 diamonds, 2 diamonds. I mean, they may be possibly lower as well, just because you can kind of see the amount of overkill here just from our team. But yeah, obviously, like I said already, Daemon does it all, right? And I think what's important here on this note is you want to make sure your Fantastic Four is full on health and full on their cooldowns. So don't even bother using any other ult or anything like that. Daemon is basically just going to do everything himself. We can throw the ult here. It's going to just tickle these guys. Honestly, Daemon does it all here, and this is the reason why we have him built up so strong, right? You're going to be able to tier 20 him. You're going to be able to push him into Blue Marvel. He is the absolute best. He dominates in so much of the game modes, and we'll see here tomorrow when the War Tower goes live as well. We'll see how dominant the Brimstone becomes, right? We will see how that goes. For this one, just go for someone squishy so we can kill them off with Invisible Women, so that way we can get Daemon's speed bar filled up. Every kill will allow that, and I like Human Torch because Human Torch gives that little extra juice. Let's throw it on Daredevil here just because he's got the death proof and it bleeds. And then yeah, let's throw the attack here. This should give us Daemon's speed bar fill, and then he should be able to throw a massive ult here and get the deed done. So that's it. I guess we gotta wait for the double tap here from all the stragglers. But yeah, Daemon should be able to special as well here, and this should be it now. If there's any stragglers, we can basic them to death. But yeah, hopefully you guys can see how easy it is with Daemon. Now, unfortunately, because the second node only requires hero bio, we will not be able to use our Daemon. So this is where, like I said, it gets a little bit more finicky, and hopefully, like I said, you guys can kind of see how we do this one here. We're gonna go through here, and we're gonna be able to go through the second node now. And again, like I said already, this is one where it requires a little bit more luck, and it does require some skill as well involved. And if you're having a hard time, do your best to maybe bring up your Captain Britain, or maybe perhaps even Human Torch. I was too lazy. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to put resources into it when we can do the unlock already. Okay, so we're going to jump in here. And like I said, this one is going to require a bit more luck and a little bit of skill as well. And of course, hey, the game wouldn't be fun, right, guys, if we didn't have a little bit of a little hurdles to overcome, right? So we open up with the special here on basically on the Cravens, because they are quite dangerous. And what's important here is to get the offense up here. The offense up is going to be very, very important, because Franklin Richards, our boy, is going to throw that massive ult and strip everything down. He's going to be able to nuke everybody down thanks to our very, very big and large and in charge Franklin Richards. He's going to clear all these negatives for us, and Captain Britain comes in here large as well here. We're going to do a couple basics here. Get the deflect, get the defense up going. Again, you can do this with a bigger Captain Britain. I just didn't want to put any more resources into him because I'm a very stingy guy, even on my baby account. If you guys know my play style, I like to be Marvel Horde Force, just like my boy Rage. And of course as well, the only way we can kind of go through the game, we have to be careful with our resources, right? We have to be a minimalist, and it's not a fun way to play. So I do admit that, but it does come pay dividends when the time calls for, like when we get new towers, when we get new scourges, then we're able to pivot and we are ready to kind of work and prepare for that, right? So anyways, so as you get through this one, it looks fairly straightforward. It's not too bad. The next wave does involve a Red Hulk dropping, so we do got to be careful of that. Red Hulk is also seen to be he is going to be in the War Tower as well here. So I think this one for sure has given me a little insight on what to expect, I think, for the War Tower, at least. It's been a while since I've played against War against Hulk, because I don't really attack Hulk anymore. I just basically go after the Retcon and the Shadow Conclave teams. But having said that, this last section here, you want to just take your time with it, build your cooldowns a bit, maybe get Invisible Women's special backup, so that way when the next wave drops, which is when there's 2 enemies or less, so when basically when somebody bleeds out here, then we're going to be ready to go here. So again, we're using the basic here so that it gives us defense up and the deflect. That's important. That's important. I think a lot of people forget that Captain Britain has that very wonderful basic that gives all the heroes a deflection and defense up. And also one of the reasons why when we were playing up against the last node for the Scourge, Captain Britain was a pain in the ass to go up against with Hank Pym. So again, very, very good character still, nonetheless. And of course, as well, the next wave drops as promised. We'll open up with that big ult from Johnny. That's going to imply the bleeds and the defense, the heal block, which is good for us. And then we can start trying to do some things here. My Captain Britain isn't that big, and his stuns don't seem to land at all. So basics are kind of the way to go here, especially from a minimalist standpoint. So again, we take down the Red Hulk, and that makes it very, very easy for us. And of course, as well, like I said, the next wave is going to drop, and now we can start blowing everything up here. Green Goblin is going to be an issue for us, especially because on this game mode, he is very, very dangerous, right? So we want to make sure that we can take care of him sooner than later. And Cabal is still very good as well. So just make sure you guys are, focusing on him first. Otherwise, you're going to get burnt, and that's not fun. That's not fun for anybody. So again, this is going to be very reliant on your massive Fantastic 3, Fantastic 4, whatever you call it. And if you have Johnny built up further than my own, he's going to be a lot tankier. Mine here is a little squishy, but once we have that Sue's ult that we saved up from the start, this is going to make things very easy for us. And we're going to be able to nuke these guys down here, especially when they have the defense up, or the defense down, excuse me. So again, Johnny's going to probably die here. And then as we're kind of closing out this last one, you guys will see that we are we're basically done here now. Once we get one more turn, Sue should be able to basic, and she should be able to clear these guys here. Actually, Franklin might be able to clear these guys first. Hold on, let's see here. Let's see what happens here. So, dead. Again, he's gonna do his special, and I am, boom, basic there, bleed out, and this is done. And that's it, guys. That's all. That's pretty much it. I don't know if there's nothing more to that. Hopefully helps you guys out. We can go further and get more stars, but I don't know if we want to go for that right now. There you guys have it. We've got the unlock again on Shadow King at 4. We will build him up here because he is one of the characters that I am going to be aiming for my Professor Xavier, and also as well for the Cosmic section with regards to whether it's Odin or whether maybe in the future it's other Dark Dimensions. But yeah, obviously he is quite good in the Professor Xavier saga, and his heal, his cleanse, everything about him. Unfortunately, he is a little bit more of a pricier mutant character, but I think he is well worth it. And hopefully you guys can see that as well when you guys do get him unlocked here. And hopefully this guide helps you guys out. Again, like I said, we are hoping that, eventually we can do all the stars on him. But right now, on the baby account, we're not too concerned right now. These are the roster again. I got to stop getting my stocks. My stocks keep popping up here. This is the roster again. And hopefully you guys can see that they are quite built up. Again, in my arena shard, we are sitting at around 33. To be honest with you guys, I haven't really been attacking. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I always forget to because I'm on my other account. But yeah, the account itself is still only about 137 days. So nothing too crazy. A few, almost 150. So I think that's what, 5 months if it's 150. So that's not too bad in terms of getting a Shadow King unlock. But other than that, guys, let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And I think what I'll do too is I'm gonna maybe work on an alternate unlock as well here. If you guys can't do all these teams here, then what you can do is you can actually lower the mods and you can start doing some of these other ones. So Global Villain, this would be basically like your Hellfire team, right? So we do have Hellfire built up a little bit, and then of course as well it'll go into a Brawler, which I don't know if I have too many Brawlers, but we can try to do an unlock with 3 nodes instead of 2, and maybe that will help people out easier if the max run here is difficult for you guys and you guys can't get it done here. So anyways, that's just me speaking out of my head here right now. I don't know if there's any validity to it, but we'll see how it goes here, and I'll see if I have time. There's quite a bit of time on the event still, and of course as well, it's nice that it is back, right? It is back, and hopefully people can get more access to it. Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one.